We have even younger youngster in the team called Obi. Now, they're calling him the next Osimhen. Maybe you don't even really need to buy Osimhen when you already have the next Osimhen. Now, it is not easy to get a guy. This guy, Obi, he scored
insane.
on his debut. He scored 3 goals against Southampton.
Yeah.
We won an under-18 game, under-18, under-16, one of them, 14-3. He scored 10 goals against Liverpool in that game.
Yeah.
And he told people, oh, you think it was lucky? He scored another 7 against Norwich a couple of weeks later. 32 goals. That is incredible numbers, whichever level you're playing. Really, under 17, under 18, and 19, that's very good numbers. But people are thinking, okay, listen, the next 2 years, this will be our next guy. But it looks like he might not, because according to reports from Academy School, Bayern Munich are advancing in talks to sign Arsenal starlet Chido Obi-Martin. They are hoping to beat Dortmund to the 16-year-old signature. Now, because the people are talking about, oh, this is the next, the Gnabry. He's going to go there and he's going to shine and you're going to regret it. People are saying this is going to be the next Hutchinson. Hutchinson hurt me because we gave him away and then Chelsea are going to make 25 million from it.
I really liked, Omar Hutchinson.
I don't think he wanted to stay, so that's a problem. Now, this guy, back in May, Fabrizio Romano reported that Arsenal are in negotiations with Obi-Martin new agents, Elite Project Sport. He's picked the same agents as Saka, Sancho, Balogun. Arsenal still pushing to agree on a new contract terms with 16-year-old Gem. Now, the first question is, do you think he really wants to leave, or is this a way of, I don't know that would they be looking for new money and more money at 16-year-old? I don't know. Do you think this is a way of their agents to get a better deal at Arsenal? Maybe quicker pathway to the first team, or all that promise to be playing in the next 2 years? Or do you think they actually want to leave and they feel like Arsenal are not giving chance to youngsters?
The agency is picked with actually is the agency. I don't like that agency. I think they are a little bit exploitative. For example, for me, the Florian Balogun, situation was not handled in the best way. I think for the best of the player, right? They compared him right away to Edin Ketia, and he said, if Edin Ketia is the one that's going to be number 2, Balogun doesn't want that. He wants to go. As simple as that. And that was their stance. I'm like, really, really, not really. So for me, I think Chido Obi-Martin wouldn't be a player at the moment, 16. He wouldn't push to get out of Arsenal for more regular game time, at a club in the Premier League, Italian Serie A, German Bundesliga, not really, right? So I think it's purely on the agents driving him, and maybe they are trying to tell him, if you go to a club like Bayern, if you go to a club like Dortmund, you might, if you make a switch, if you make a transfer switch, you are going to get more money, signing that deal than the one you actually, than the one you're actually going to get by just renewing your deal at Arsenal. So I don't think it is purely in the heart of the player or in the best interest of the player. But also, this could be because Arsenal have known, apart from Saka, who was not actually groomed by Mikel, Martinelli, who was not groomed by Mikel, Isar, who was not groomed by Mikel. Some of them are even Arsene Wenger, boys. The academy prospects would feel a little bit unsure of their future at Arsenal, right? So when you look at Bayern, you look at a player like Jamal Musiala, you look at a player like Tell, right? And you're like, maybe there is a chance there. When you look at Borussia Dortmund, there is a chance. Ajax, there is a chance. In a couple of other clubs that really work with youngsters and teenagers, maybe there's a chance. And maybe what we have talked about Mikel Arteta and not giving these players time, maybe it's high time he started thinking, how do I give these academy talents really some opportunities, because that would encourage them to stay and with the project, to keep as part of the project. We know that young talents are really big on the market. Chelsea big on talents, Bayern big on young talents, and a couple and all clubs are very big on talents. Like Madrid are just paying 75 million, 85 million million on players like Endrick. So I think it's the agents. They know how big clubs are on talents. Clubs are avoiding to pay hundreds of millions in the future by grooming their own. Like Ratcliffe came in at Man United and said, I want to groom the next Mbappe. I want to get the next Mbappe. You know, look at what Chelsea have done in terms of youngsters and grooming them into what's that team? Vitesse Enheim, you know, in the Netherlands, and a couple of other teams as well as part of their multi-club network. So it's the agents, they know this is, you know, this boy is the real deal, and we are going to make some quick cash. So I don't think it's in the best interest of the player. It's it's the adults doing this.
And I don't think he has a full commitment to Arsenal, because players like Nelson and players like Saka, they've been here since they were babies, 7, 8, playing for Arsenal. This guy only joined Arsenal in 2022 from Denmark. So he only came here when he was 14 or about to turn 15. He's only been here for like 1.5 years. So he hasn't really been here for a long time. So it could be, okay, I've scored this many goals, now let me progress to somewhere else. But would you be working extremely hard? Last question. Would you be working extremely hard to keep him at Arsenal? You'd be like, oh, well, if he doesn't want to leave, well, we just go to the next one. Or would you like, fighting to keep him because you feel like he's an extraordinary talent, like Victor Osimhen, next Victor Osimhen as they've labeled him?
I mean, if we are dying to sign Hato, we are dying to sign Joao Neves. That tells you that if you have premium talent, you die to keep the premium talent. You die to defend it. So yes, I would be dying to defend Chido Obi-Martin and all the talent we have at Arsenal right now, because that is our future. We can't just keep, we just can't wake up in the morning and Charlie Patino is leaving and Omar Hutchinson is leaving. This is our future. This is, I mean, even if it's not in terms of Arsenal playing them, Chelsea are making a lot of money from the academy, and they're stealing players from Arsenal and selling them to other clubs just by grooming him a little bit, grilling them a little bit more. So Chido Obi-Martin, Arsenal must do whatever they can to keep him, because that is another Florian Balogun case. If you lose Balogun and you lose Chido Obi-Martin, that means one thing: anyone in the academy will feel free to feel okay to leave, right? You don't want that. Like, you want them to follow the path of Saka. You want them to look at the path of Saka, Emil Smith Rowe, and these other players that have actually come through the academy. That is the route we're trying to show them. We're not trying to show them out of the door. So for me, he's 100% a keep. He's not. I think when Arsenal think about biting the bullet and making a difficult decision this season or this summer, Mika Bjerith could be one you bite a bullet on, and you're like, at the moment we don't have anywhere he can play. At the moment, yes, he's scored a couple of goals where he's been, but we don't see him as better than Kai Havertz, or we don't see him as better than maybe the next striker we bring in. So you bite the bullet and sell. Charlie Patino been disastrous a little bit. I mean, in terms of media, in terms of speaking up, and also I think he's had a couple of loan deals where he's tired now. He just wants to graduate into his own man, maybe at Juventus, maybe somewhere else. That's another player you bite the bullet. But Chido Obi-Martin, you tell me that you're biting the bullet. Come on, give the boy what he wants, and let's get this done with.
Even before Arteta, I feel like there was a period there of like 10 years where there wasn't too many youngsters breaking in. It's either you go the Real Madrid or the Barcelona way. The Barcelona of La Masia, is it La Masia, right? Of bringing up youngsters, or the Madrid way of buying, because I usually see Barcelona and Madrid fans going at each other. We make youngsters, as likely you have to buy. Now, there's a lot of youngsters who haven't come through that we thought were going to come through. Zalalem and Wenger, we thought, this is the next thing. Never happened. Lansbury and Wenger.
Is Zalalem the one at Ajax now?
I have no idea if that's the one. I have no idea. I've not followed his path since then. We thought Lansbury was going to be the next thing. Never really happened. Lansbury. And then literally later, there's Aziz and players like Patino, as you said, Hutchinson and all those guys. Now, we're hoping to get a few that break through. And I'm just seeing on TV right now, Sesko missing a one-on-one for Slovenia. We might actually need Obi to stay and be our next strike. I don't think people would like to see that.